You think experience gives you an advantage, but this one behavior kills attraction instantly. By the time you're over 40, you already have something most men don't: experience, awareness, life behind you. You've seen situations, handled pressure, made mistakes, and that should work in your favor. But this is where many men lose it, not because they lack value, but because of how they show it. And this is where everything breaks. The mistake: you try to prove your value. You explain your past. You list your achievements. You talk about what you've built. You highlight your experience. You think you're showing strength. She feels you're trying to justify yourself. And this is where it gets worse, because it doesn't come off as confidence. It feels like compensation, like you need her to see it, like you need her to validate it. And this is where attraction drops fast, because at this level, value should be felt, not explained. And this is what most men never understand. The more you talk about your value, the less she experiences it. Here's how it shows up in real situations. You mention your work more than necessary. You explain your lifestyle without being asked. You bring up your past success to create impression. You try to position yourself as different from others. You think you're creating attraction. She feels effort. And this is where most men mess up, because it feels logical. You have more to offer, so you show it. But this is the part no one notices. True value doesn't need explanation. It shows in behavior. And this is where everything flips. A man who knows his value doesn't rush to display it. He doesn't need to convince. He doesn't need to highlight. He doesn't need to be seen a certain way. And this is where it gets interesting, because now she starts trying to understand him. Instead of being told what to think, she observes, she notices, she builds her own perception. And that's where attraction grows, not from what you say, from what she concludes. And this is where most men completely misunderstand what's happening, because it feels like they should do more, say more, show more, prove more. But this is actually the moment where doing less creates more impact. Here's the deeper layer. After 40, you're not competing on energy. You're not competing on excitement. You're competing on presence. And presence is not built through explanation. It's built through how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you pause, how you react. And this is where most men lose control, because they start filling space, they talk more, explain more, add more detail. You think you're building connection. She feels no need to discover anything. And without discovery, there is no intrigue. And without intrigue, there is no attraction. So what should you do instead? You stop proving. You stop explaining your value. You stop trying to impress through words. If something matters, you let it show naturally. If she's curious, you let her ask. If she wants to know more, you give just enough. You speak less about yourself. You don't overshare. You don't rush to fill silence. And this is where everything changes, because now she leans in, she asks, she invests. And this is the shift most men miss. You think attraction comes from being understood, but it actually comes from being discovered. Most men lose attraction after 40, not because they don't have value, but because they try too hard to show it. And the moment you stop doing that is the moment your presence starts working for you instead of against you.